Hey everybody, it's your girl Tracy, all things mommy. Welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I'm a little stressed, okay? I shouldn't be, and it's like I kind of sort of know what I need to do. Today is my work from home day, and I'm just tired, okay? I always talk about this in my previous videos, but I have a pretty decent job, and sometimes I like my job. Majority of the time, now I'm starting not to. And my biggest issue is the fact that I have to leave my children very early in the morning just to get to work because I work an hour and a half away. Plus, I have to get on the shuttle to get to where I need to work. I'm just always tired and exhausted, and all of the things that I replay in my head of what I need to do at home, I just never get it done because by the time I get home, my kids, they want my time. They want to tell me about their day because I absolutely love what they do during the day. Well, I want to hear what they do during the day. And I'm just mentally exhausted because that right there alone, it takes about 15-20 minutes before they disperse and, go and eat and take their baths and work on their homework and everything. But I'm tired, okay? When I get home, sometimes I don't even have the energy to just have time to myself. And sometimes that even includes taking a shower at night. And I know it's disgusting, but because I normally would get up, take a shower in the morning, take a shower at night. That's just me. But definitely at night. The only time that my mind gets to rest, it's not even during the weekend. It's only on my work from home day. I had to mentally tell myself when I work from home, you need to be very limited of what you do because you need to take full advantage of the fact that you are home. That means, okay, you need to go and make up your bed, go and get some groceries, go and clean up the bathrooms or just catch up on any household cleaning or whatever the case is. Go during your time away from your computer, go sit with your kids at lunch, go and bring them lunch or whatever the case is. And I just realized that, it's taken a lot of my energy. Next month, January, will be 2 years that I have been going through this cycle. And I definitely don't look like the person that I used to look like before I started this job. Mind you, I only took this job because this job is where I used to live. And in my mind, I was like, oh, well, if I'm going to stay here at this location, I just need something so that I don't have to be living paycheck to paycheck. But guess what? Joke's on me because I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. I also, on the other hand, I thought that I would be able to move. I would sell my house and I would move back to where I came from because I'm a single mother. And I know a lot of people, it's a lot of single mothers who don't struggle, but I am one of those mothers who is struggling right now. I don't know which way to go. It's like I'm applying for all of these different jobs. I'm trying to get my business back up and running. I don't know which direction God is taking me. And it's at this point, I'm just flowing wherever the money goes in. I'm just mentally exhausted, physically exhausted of moving based off of my circumstances. I really want to move whatever decision that I decide to make mentally or physically. I want to be able to move and money not be the factor. You know what I'm saying? They always say, do what you love, do your passion, and the money will follow. Whatever your purpose is, do it and the money will follow. And I tell myself that, but at the same time, it's I don't believe it, but I know it's true. I've seen so many people do it. And sometimes when other people do it, I just wonder, okay, if they can do it, I know that I can do it too. What is it that they're doing? What is the missing step? So that's kind of where I am right now with my life. I'm just like always stressed. And now, my kids and stuff, they're getting older. So like they are changing. I'm getting adjusted to them. But as I get adjusted to them and I try to meet their needs, they're already advancing, they're maturing. So now I got to learn a new version of them as they mature and grow. And that, my friends, has been quite challenging, especially with my teenager. And they always say, because I think back of how I was when I was a teenager, and some of the things that my teenager does, I would have never done, to my parents. And sometimes I wonder if it's because I'm a single mother and he think that he could kind of try me like that. Because if it was like some male authority or whatever, certain things that he would say, I know wouldn't fly. So I kind of think, and I think about those things. And, I got 2 younger kids that are coming into their preteens. So it's just a lot to think about, a lot to consider. At the end of the day, everything falls on me, and I'm just always running off of fumes. Like, I can't even tell you, before Thanksgiving, I can't even tell you the last time that I put on makeup. I used to put on makeup, perfume. My job now, we can't wear any fragrances, any perfumes or things of that nature, scented lotions, none of that, because it will make some people sick. And so I haven't bought perfume in a while. And if I do buy, I buy like the purse size or whatever, like the little stick or whatnot. But before then, and then like I had to really force myself, like y'all see I got braids in my hair, and to be quite honest with you, it's time for me to take my braids out of my hair. But I can't even tell you the last time I did my makeup, went and actually got my hair done, and just certain things you just cannot do on your own. Like you have to be able to do that. I mean, you have to go and get it professionally done. And thankfully, like, I do my own hair. It looks decent, but like my real hair, I need some tender loving care. And I can't always do that at home. So like, yeah, I'm finding all these natural remedies or whatever. But like, I want to be pampered. I want to go and get my nails done and not always have to do my nails. Although like it is therapeutic for me, it's like at the same time, it's not, because when I do my nails or if I do anything that's self-care, I want to do it with no distractions. And the best time to do it, because 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to get up early in the morning to do it unless I have somewhere to go and I got to get it done. But majority of the time when I do my nails and I do my hair is when my kids are asleep. So that means I'm up half of the night. And y'all, I'm just tired. Like I remember and I long for this. Slow mornings, okay? I long for slow mornings. I miss slow mornings. I miss getting up. My kids are still asleep. I have time to fix my tea, to fix my coffee, go to the gym, journal, read my Bible. It's so many things that I took for granted when I was living in my apartment. I know you're not supposed to look back, but when I tell you that my life, like first of all, my last apartment that I had was the best time of me being a mother. I wasn't struggling. I had a whole bunch of money in my savings. Me and my kids, we took trips. There was a spa that I would go to literally either every week or every other week. I would get up, go to the gym, get my kids ready. I was working from home. The salary was great, good benefits. I had more than enough food. I was shopping at Wegmans, Whole Foods, Earth Fare. I was doing it all. And I took care of myself. I didn't have any distractions. I wasn't in a relationship. I got rid of all of the toxic friends. It was just so much stuff. And it was just like the moment that I moved into my house, first of all, I thought that it would just be perfect, right? I moved into my house and I moved in and I immediately was like in debt. And I was like, oh, well, right before I moved, I felt like God was giving me a chance, but I prayed and I was like, God, if this house is not for me, just shut the door. I'm like, I really want this house, but if it's not for me, just completely shut the door. So I moved to this location because I wanted to be close to this big city that I've always wanted to move to. But I didn't want to live in the city because I knew it was like super expensive. So I'm like on the outskirts of that big city. Before I moved, they told us, oh, well, unfortunately, you guys you have to come in every single day now. And so that right there, this was like maybe 3 weeks before it was time for me to close on my house. And I was like, there's no way I'm giving up this house just for a job that I know I'm not even going to be at this job long, blah, 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 blah. Even though I liked it, I just knew I wasn't going to be at that particular position long. I kept forward and I closed on the house, and they did give us a work from home day, right? We have one work from home or administrative day. And the drive literally would be an hour and 40 minutes. And I was struggling back then. And mind you, my kids were much smaller. I didn't have, I had to like make sure they all got on the bus and got to school before I could leave. And then I would drive, because I would have driven a lot early. Like it would have been, I would have, left my house a lot earlier if my kids were older. But at the time, my kid was starting kindergarten, first grade, and then my oldest son was starting middle school. So they were small and I couldn't just leave them, and I didn't know anybody. I moved to an area where I absolutely know nothing about. I thought I knew what I was doing at the time, and it worked, Everybody was talking to me and it was like, are you gonna find another job? Are you gonna do this? And I had already looked into that. That was already going to be my goal. I just needed to get in the house because, you can be switching jobs and doing all of these crazy things right before you close. So that was the reason why I didn't look for anything sooner. But I ended up leaving my high-paying job to find another job that's closer, that's like maybe 25 minutes from my house, which was great. But I took a pay cut. And they was like, oh, with a pay cut, it'll actually see if it actually balances out, with all the gas and stuff that you spend. So I said, okay, cool. I did that, did my little checks and balances and whatnot. Y'all, I went back to living paycheck to paycheck when I was working at that job. The flexibility that I thought that I had, I didn't have. So much so where I lost my job because some people will be working from home. So I thought it was okay for me to do it. Clearly it wasn't. And I lost my job. So now there's no money coming in. I got 3 kids. I got a big girl bill now, which is a mortgage. Y'all, it's just a lot. And then I was out of a job for 3 months. Don't know how my bills and stuff got paid, but it got paid. I was behind on my mortgage, like not by a month or 2. It was like 3-4 months. And like when you pay your mortgage, you can't just pay like in increments. You got to pay all at once. You got to pay your mortgage all at once. And so, I was just praying and trying to find a job, and I ended up finding a job 3 months later. Wasn't paying nearly half as much. Nowhere near. I hadn't even made that amount since, but at the time I was desperate. I needed something. I tried working on my business, ain't made no money. I was like, God, I don't know. And I was like, I remember a conversation and I overheard somebody say at the store that they made like 36,000 or something like that. And I was like, oh, I could never make that. I was like, oh, I'm glad those days are over. I could never do that. I was like, oh, I will never be in that situation again. I always be careful, never say never, because literally I had lost my job 2 weeks later, didn't have a job, and I got a job that was making only 30. I was making only 32,000, and I'm still in my house. Like, we had food on our table. It was crazy. I don't know how I did it. So my saving grace since I've been here is my income tax. And I know I'm telling y'all a lot of my business, but it's just, I don't know how else to survive. And it's like, I don't have nobody to talk to because I don't have nobody to relate to. Like, literally, like, I don't have any friends. And the friends that I did have they didn't have any kids. And now I have cousins, but, you know, they're okay with, like, you know, living with other people. And I have a home mortgage. And it's just like, now, like, I'm getting my credit back up, but now I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm still late on a lot of things. And I'm like, I don't never get caught up until income tax time. And I have to, like, give myself grace because, you know, I've accomplished a lot. You know, I've accomplished a lot in my life. But sometimes I don't have a chance to sit and think about all of the things that I've accomplished, that God has allowed me to accomplish, because I'm so stressed out about what's going on right now. So, like, my homework has always been just to be grateful for where you are right now. And, you know, the Bible says, give us this day our daily bread. I ask God for provision for me and my kids for that day. I don't worry about tomorrow. I don't worry about what's getting ready to be due. I'm not worried about what has to be paid. Like, I'm worried about it, but it's like starting to be at the back of my head, because as long as I'm being taken care of day by day, I'm okay. And in the Bible, Jesus said that he'll take care of us. So that's my little vent and TED Talk thing. And also, like, you know, I have some jobs that I've been applying for. Don't make no mistakes now. I apply for jobs every single day, but I also work on my business as well. But, like, y'all, when I tell you I'm so mentally exhausted, I'm just like, every day, like, and the job is just so stressful to the point where I just want to quit. You know, my dad, he asks me all the time, you know, oh, have you heard anything from that job? Because he was actually up here when the job called me, and they were trying to offer me the position, but they wanted me to turn in certain things. And then they said, oh, well, we need just one more interview. Yeah, so he was there, and he kind of was, like, pretty adamant that I was getting ready to get the job, and I was too. But it's been about 2 or 3 weeks now, and I have heard absolutely nothing. So I'm just kind of, you know, thinking about that, and I'm just like, why are these doors, like, not opening? What is it that, you know, God is trying to teach me right now? So, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I don't have it together right now. Like, I'm not in a good headspace. Like, every time I work, I think about, like, is this the day, God, that you release me from my job? Like, I already have a resignation letter typed up. All I need to do is change the date and submit it to my managers. Literally, that's all I have to do. I'm just waiting on that moment. And also, I feel like I need to be very clear with what I want to do, because I kind of find myself following where the money is, following where it's convenient. This new job that I'm getting ready to take is not even in my career field at all. But so, like, it's in the education field. And, you know, in education, you know, it takes many years to make a whole bunch of money. And I'm just, y'all, I'm just like, you know what? Even with that, even though I'm living paycheck to paycheck right now, just trying to get caught up, I'll be taking another pay cut. But at least I'll be making something, and the pay cut is not going to be as bad as it was when I took that other pay cut before. So, y'all, just listen, I'm holding on and I'm going to continue to hold on, but I don't know how much I can hold on because I'm tired, y'all. Like, literally, I wake up before everybody else, which is standard because I'm a mother. Literally, I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, leave my house by 5:30. I get my kids ready so that, you know, when my oldest son take them to the bus stop, they'll already have their clothes on. My oldest son, all he has to do is take them to the bus stop. That's all he has to do. And the bus stop is literally a little bit out of my house, like right up the street. And then they're on the bus. Sometimes the buses are late. God sends people. I got neighbors that I can trust. I can trust with my kids, and they trust me with their kids. And, you know, we carpool. We do a lot, you know. So I'm very thankful for that because when I first moved here, I didn't have that village. So I'm thankful, but I want to take my own kids to the bus. I want to take my own kids to school if I want to. You know, I want to do all of those things. So that's just what I'm praying on. And thank y'all if y'all stayed up here all the way up to this time. Y'all some real ones. And at this point, y'all might as well subscribe. I got my Dunkin' Donuts. I didn't realize how early they open because I'm starting to get back into iced coffee now. But right now, long story short, I'm just kind of, you know, thinking too much on the past and how things were so good. And I'm just like, God, are things going to get back good like how it was? Or is it going to be even better? Like, I'm longing, like I'm desperate for that time now. Like I'm talking calm and I'm just like looking at you like this. But listen, I'm so ready to get back in my routine. Like I don't even have the energy to work out. Like in the afternoon, I get home at a reasonable time. But if I go and I work out and I spend all this time in the gym, something is going to be missing. Anytime that I take from myself is going to be a lot of time that I take away from my kids. And I know I got to take care of myself, but I'm already a single mother. So I feel like I owe them something, a little bit more, because they don't have their dad. So I know y'all probably looking like, yeah, girl, it's going to get better. And girl, you need to give yourself grace. I've heard all of that before too. But right now, let me just feel what I feel, but still continue to trust God. And just comment below, have y'all ever been through this situation before? And what are some steps, like what did you do? What were some changes that you made? Or how did God open up those doors for you? All right, you guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye.